really are chalk and cheese. People sort of say, okay, I'm going to choose between CXPA or ACXM, and deliberately the way the ACX program's constructed, because you'll see there's different levels: advisor, professional, master, champion, and then in turn, becoming a mentor as well and being able to actually deliver training. The CXPA is, it's a good program, but it's like doing an academic program. It's much more like that. And it doesn't vary much over time. So you could take the program now and then perhaps take it again in 3 years, or taking it 3 years ago, and you wouldn't notice a difference. Whereas the ACXM, every time we do an ACXM, it is different, because though the structure is very similar, and I can show you some of that and walk you through some of the aspects of it, the content's different because it moves with the times. So as new case studies become available and so on, and across the coaching network, there's 40 odd of us now, we're continually exposed to our own retainers. We're not just professional trainers. We're 50% of our time is spent doing this, And as you know, I'll be up there again in a couple of weeks, doing one of the conferences, but then also doing a champions. And a few days after that, I'm actually doing one of the retainers with one of the banks there as well. So we are very active in terms of the rolling our sleeves up and doing it. What that gives us the potential then to do is, with the permission of those clients, is to integrate some of those more advanced approaches directly into the training. So don't tell Rob this, but if he came on the training we're doing in May, he's going to go, wow, this is really it's 50% different. But the structure will be the same, but the case studies we can use with the permission of the clients are the most relevant ones. Now, that isn't to denigrate CXPA, because they're doing a great job. But also there's a very American flavor to the CXPA, and quite naturally that's because it comes out of America, whereas the ACXM is global, and they are based both in the UK, which is where I am at the moment, and in Colorado in the States. Because we've got 40 odd global trainers doing this all the time, who are in their own right delivering, running business, they're entrepreneurs and that sort of thing, is we're integrating the latest thinking. So I think if there's a difference, that's the difference, is the currency. But no, I don't want to denigrate the CXPA, because they've got, I know some great people in there, and then they've done the ACX as well. So there you go. So
I didn't know about that.
Great. Well, I'll share a screen in a minute, which shows you effectively the 4-day program, and the next online session is 19th to the 22nd of May. And the other thing not to tell Rob as well is we work very much on the basis of the feedback that we get from the people we're working with. And in South Africa, of course, we've got several partners. So we've got people like IQ Business is one of our partners. Odo, which is Aloysius, who's running the Customer Service Symposium. We also have Sky. So we have a number of people on the ground who are trained up as mentors and coaches who can give support on the ground. But when I'm running the program, so for instance, I've got an ACXA in a couple of weeks on the Friday of the Customer Service Symposium, which is like a 1-day refresher. And it's for people like yourself, once you've done the ACXM, how do you keep bang up to date without having to sit the whole damn thing again? So we've encapsulated that into what we call the Accredited Customer Experience Advisor. So it's an ongoing qualification that you can add to your existing ACX qualifications. And then the following week, for people like Rob, and Rob will have received an invite to this, there's a Champions program. And that's programmed for the people who've come through the Masters, and I'll explain the Masters program in a minute. And what's the difference? Why would you want to go on and do the Champions once you've done the Masters? What's that difference?
Yeah.
So I'll share the screen, and if you got any questions as we go through it, then feel free to sort of shout out, and we can explore. We could dig deeper. So let's get the screen sharing on. So hopefully you can see this is what we are covering. Now, as I said, the structure, Rob would recognize this structure.